Yeah, there's a lot of names at 14 that we've actually had an opportunity to look at and discuss because this one was pretty consistent in terms of the
Yep.
mock drafts. Uh, but let's put yourself in the Spurs shoes. I'll just ask an open question: who do you like best at that slot?
So 14 is a tricky spot because I do think, like I said, I think there's about 8 guys who I really, really, really just think are great in this draft. And then there's a couple of guys where fit really matters. Like I really like Jace Richardson. He might be my best player available, but if you're taking a guard there and you're not gonna, you took a guard last year, you're taking a guard there, you traded for a guard, that's too much. So I think personally, what I would do is I would target a big wing. There's 2 particular names I have in mind. One of them I know you guys touched on. It's Carter Bryant.
Mm.
I I love Carter Bryant. Carter Bryant is one of my biggest draft crushes this entire year too.
Okay.
So
Okay.
so I it's funny because when I started watching, like, just in general, Tankathon had him at like 40. Like I couldn't even find this guy, but I'm watching him against Duke. I'm watching him against Cooper Flagg in particular, and Cooper Flagg is scoring some of these points and he's getting some stops. Like they're going at it, and I'm like, who? As soon as he came off the bench, like Arizona was down like to 8. He came in, completely flipped the game just off of energy and defense alone. I was like, who is this guy? Why, never seen him before. I didn't know he was a freshman. I start watching some more. Again, I'm not even watching him yet because I start at the top and then I go through all the names until I get to, but I'm watching games versus Arizona. And every time I watch a game versus Arizona, he pops off the screen. And it's not in the ways, like, I think if you look at his stats, he averaged like 6 points and 5 rebounds. You're like,
Right.
why is this guy getting lottery conversations? I'll tell you why. He's a freaking beast. Like, he is an animal. The way he moves on the floor is truly, truly menacing. 6'8", 215, 7-foot wingspan. Sign me up. Fluid as all can be as an athlete. Like, legitimately, I think he guards 2 to 4s right now. He can potentially guard some 1s, potentially guard some 5s. Like, he's a switch guy. Like, you're going to switch him and you're going to be comfortable with whatever he does. He's a freshman. He played at Arizona as a freshman. Again, that means, like, Arizona is typically a winning program. They had like 17 seniors on their team, and he was a 5-star freshman who came in and got minutes off the bench. In a crowded room. They played him at the 4 most of the time, sometimes at the 3. One of my favorite things about him is his ability to diagnose offensive sets and just how easy it comes to him to get in lanes, to be the weak side rim protector. He had a game versus Arizona State where he had like 4 steals and 3 blocks. My goodness, he was everywhere. He is everywhere. And athletically, it showed out. Like, it tested the same. He had almost a 40-inch vertical at 6'8". Like, an impressive athlete. And again, another thing with him is the jumper doesn't look broken. Like, it legitimately doesn't. Shot 37% on the season, 36% on catch and shoots. Noticed how those numbers are a little different. That means his pull-up jump shooting was actually better than his catch and shoot. Like, and that's and again, it's not something he utilized a lot, but for somebody whose usage rate at Arizona was so low because the team that he was on had Caleb Love, like 6th-year super senior. It felt like, I don't know how many years he's played at college.
So many different teams.
Yeah, exactly. They had Lewis, KJ Lewis. They had Bradley. I think his name is Bradley, number 0. They had 3 guys who predominantly took care of the ball. And then their center was Vasar, who was basically a point center for them too, like operating out of the high post. He was just a play finisher. That's all he did. That's all he did his entire rookie year, or freshman season, sorry. And he was good at it. Like, he earned himself minutes. When the games mattered, he showed up. He was always being tasked to guard whoever, like, that guy's going off. Carter, that's your guy. And not as a freshman on a program with three, like, Caleb Love, all the 3 guards that I named are all defensive minded aside from Caleb, but Caleb is a super senior. Like, He's 25. Like, and they're telling the 19-year-old, suit up, that's your guy. Like, when they played Baylor, he was the guy guarding VJ. And he was the one who was able to get some stops on VJ because nobody else could. And it's very telling to me just how easily he maneuvers on the floor, how much he impacts the game without needing the ball in his hands. And this just goes to the point. If you draft somebody like Dylan Harper and you draft another on-ball guy, you need guys who can impact without taking those touches away from guys who need them. And he's somebody that's literally everything he did at Arizona. Can he come off the bench next year and give you guys minutes? Absolutely, he could, especially if you take Dylan. He's the 3-4 combo you're looking for in terms of frame, athleticism, defensive ability next to Vic. And the jumper looks like it could work. Like is he gonna? The concerns are his self-creation. He had 0 isolations all year. Like, they did not give him the ball. Very few. I think he had like 6 pick and rolls as a ball handler. Like, this is not his. This is something that's completely untapped. But in my opinion, if you're drafting at 14, I think it's okay for you to take a chance on that, because the other areas that we did see, he did so well. And those are areas that you need. Like, we just saw, like, Aaron Nesmith is a name. He legitimately just came into the league as a defender. The 3-point shot developed. Now look at him.
Can we pause and just say last night's game was just
insane.
like one of the most insane playoff games I've ever watched in my life. You brought up your Aaron Nesmith. I just had to.
No, man, absolutely. And again, it's not to say like Carter Bryant can be him or is him, but whatever. Like, that's just, Aaron Nesmith got drafted because he was a specialist at certain things, but he got drafted as an older prospect. I just like that Carter Bryant really, really can do some of these things really, really well. And just, he finds a way to make winning plays, whether that's diving for the loose ball, being on help in the rotations. Yes, he still has some things to learn. I do think he's a really good connective passer. Like, off the dribble and stuff, can he pass a little bit? But again, it's so in the air that I do think he's a guy that in workouts has a real chance. When I started watching him again, he was like early second rounder. And then as the season went on, he started climbing. And now he's up here at 14. And I've seen teams talk about him at 8. Whoever's taking 8 now. Like, I think it's the Nets. I even saw like a bunch of Nets fans clamoring for him at 8. So it's just, he's a guy who can really, really help himself during some of these workouts, like the private workouts, because they're going to put the ball in his hands. And if he can produce there, then yeah, he might be a steal at 14. Like, long term is what I'm getting.